All right, y'all. I got another battle for y'all, anime battle for y'all. It is a 4v1 in the fairy tale verse. All right, we got God Serena, Larcade, Irene Belsarion, and August. Those four, right? Those four fighting against Acnologia. Those four mages are powerful. They were the most powerful mages of the 12, not including Seraph. It was those four, right? Versus Acnologia, the dragon of the apocalypse. Yeah, he is powerful. We understand he's powerful. I'm gonna let you know what's going on now. So we have the environment is gonna be in Magnolia, where the battle took place. And those four are fighting against Acnologia. Strength, Acnologia. Raw physical strength, striking power, lifting power goes to him. We know that secretly, Irene is a dragon slayer, and also she was like the first dragon slayer, so they didn't know about how the dragon eggs affected human beings who take on the dragon's magic. She became a dragon then, right? So she has the ability to turn into a dragon. That's still not enough because that man was, he looks for fights with dragons. He lives for that shit, right? Because he wiped out a lot of them, right? And then he's looking for the dragon slayers. He already one tapped God Serena. God Serena and Larcade are on like the same level. Striking power is way above whatever they got. Speed wise, he's actually fast too. This man will be in his human form or his dragon form. It don't matter. Okay, so if he's in his dragon form, he's a little slower than all of them, right? That he's a bigger target. But if he goes into his human form, he's running by all of them. They oh shit, he's really putting the hurt on these guys. Durability wise, Acnologia, they could hit him with offensive magic in his dragon form, and they might get an ow out of him. He might say, "Ow, that kind of hurt." He'll absorb that. He'll open his mouth and absorb that magic, and then generate a blast that's even more powerful than what their combined energy was, whatever the fuck it is. But they'll probably resort to using like enchantments with Irene. Whatever magical powers that August can come up with. You know, uh, that one ability that he was going to use to like destroy everybody on the continent. Even that would work. Endurance wise, Acnologia. Intelligence wise, the group of four. They'll put their heads together and try to come up with some kind of plan. Their plan will be like basically if it don't work, then we ain't gonna win. But I don't even think they can come up with anything. Going into this fight, they don't know how vast his power is or just how powerful he is. You know, they know, or August understands that he's more powerful than his father Zareth, right? So he's like, knowing this, it's not gonna be easy fight, but we're gonna have to pull out all of our best magical abilities on this guy. We cannot hold back. Experience wise, they have Irene. She's been around a lot longer than Acnologia. She was the first dragon slayer. She was a knight. She knew how to fight a little bit. Um, and she ran around as a dragon for a while. And she probably will pop out in this fight as a dragon. And see, that will actually, put the fight not in their favor, but it'll it'll help them um, for some time. It'll buy them some time to try to figure something out to damage this guy. And most of the damage will probably come from, her magic actually, because she is a dragon slayer. And you need dragon slaying magic to fight against a dragon. Um, Close skills go to Acnologia. Range skills go to the four. They also have Larcade too. I didn't talk about him, but Larcade was designed to try to put Acnologia to sleep because if you can make him fall asleep, you could possibly kill him. See, I don't think he's powerful enough to put him to sleep though. Now, what I do think is you could probably make him a little bit like drowsy or feel a little bit tired, But once Acnologia swaps him, you know, hits him, he's the one casting the magic, so then it's just, it's useless. I don't see him putting Acnologia to sleep. Like, he couldn't even put, human beings to sleep. Like, he put, like, weaker characters to sleep. They passed out, they died. He was about to, kill his own, the grunts that were from, Alvarez, because he was just like, I'm just going to send them all to, the white. And then, Zareth was like, you got to calm down and not do that shit. Um, if he focused all that attention on Acnologia, he could probably get him to be drowsy. But then, all the attacks from the other people would probably wake him up. Recovery, Acnologia. Hacks, I'm giving it to Acnologia. He can absorb magic from all these characters. Um, he's a dragon slayer. They all have great magical abilities too. They have a lot of magic to work with, but the raw power of Acnologia, it's above all that shit, man. It's anything anything in their arsenal. You don't got shit on it. She could use Universe One. She could use her dragon slaying magic, turn into a dragon and attack him. That's their best bet of doing damage to him, by the way. Because even when August uses that one move he was trying to destroy everybody on the continent with that one move, right? It still does damage to him too. There's a recoil with that as well. Take that chance, and then he's out of it, right? Then August is out, and he's the most powerful guy, you know. But in this fight, it's actually Irene because she has Dragon Slaying magic. He already one shot God Serena, so we know how that's gonna go down. And Larcade's basically the same strength as God Serena. So environment goes to Acnologia. Um, he sees like four powerful wizards standing right by each other, and it's like a lot of magical power. He's like, let me just take care of this. And one of you's a dragon, so, or actually two of you are dragons, so I'll come, fuck you guys up real quick, and he'll be about that action, right? He sees him, he's like, I've been here before. I'll just get rid of the, animals that are here, and I'll be on my way. Acnologia wins this fight mid difficulty. Like I said, this fight, Irene is like she's probably the one like leading the fight actually, you know, because out of all the people there, she has Dragon Slaying magic. Now, God Serena has 8 types of Dragon Slaying magic too. In this situation, um, they are the weaker. Him and Larcade have the weakest. Like, they're not so durable. If they get hit by Acnologia, they're probably dying. One tap, one real slash from him will kill both of them. Right? He slashes one of them, he slashes, the other one, then they're already down 2 people. So they have to do their best to protect him. Larcade can probably make him a little tired, But I believe like he'll know what's going on with him. He'll figure out what's going on with him, and then once he figures that out, he'll be like, I just have to like brute force my way through this, kill that guy. Now I'm not so drowsy anymore. I can take on the other guys. I'll let him hit me with all his dragon slaying magic. It tickled a little bit, but it didn't hurt me that much. I give him mid difficulty. But let me know what you think about that fight in the comments below, y'all, and be cool on the corner. And watch Fairy Tale too, because Acnologia was one of those guys.